Are you an artist or producer that needs to send your tracks out to mix or to send it out to someone to feature on? This is how I do it. So first in Logic, and you can do this in Fruity Loops, Pro Tools, Ableton. It's a little different for every DAW, but it's pretty much the same way. So these are all the tracks I'm sending. I want to send them all at once. And in Logic, wherever all the tracks are at, if you do it just right, when you send it to the person, the tracks will be just like this, no matter what they're using. If they're using Pro Tools, Ableton, whatever. Pro Tools, when you do this, you have to make all these tracks the same length in order for them to get the tracks in order. Like when you see this track right here, how it's right there. When you send it to them in Pro Tools, if you don't stretch out all the tracks to be the same exact length as a whole project, then when they get it, all these tracks will be in the front, and then they'll have to try to put everything back together like a puzzle. There's probably a way around that. I don't know for sure, but in Logic, I don't have that problem. So what I do is I go to File, I go to Export, and I'll go to Bounce. I go to Export. Then I want to go down to all tracks. I want to export all tracks as audio files. So when I do that, then I'll ask you the range, save format. In music, WAV is a better quality than MP3, but it's pretty much the same thing. Or it'll say AIFF, I'm not sure what that is, but it's pretty much like WAV. Then the bit depth, depending on the project, who you're sending it to, it might be important. Then on here, you can bypass all the effects. When you get stuff mixed, you send stuff out to get mixed. Unless you're pretty good at mixing yourself, you want to send stuff raw with no effects. That way, when you send it to the engineer, the person that's mixing it, they can add whatever they need to add. And then, like, say if you put a reverb effect and you send it out to that person for them to try to fix anything, if they don't have that same reverb effect or plugin, and that's another problem right there. So when I do, since I'm not good at mixing, I may do like some lightweight mixing, you know what I'm saying, while I'm recording, just to get a feel, you know what I'm saying, catch a vibe. But when I get ready to send my stuff off, since I don't know what I'm doing, I send everything raw, no effects at all. Then you can include volume pan automation. That's like, automation is like when you hear, say like you hear reverb on one part of the song, but just that part, you will automate that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they would actually have to change the knob while they're recording it. But in the computer, in the DAWs, we can program it to tweak itself where we want it to do it at. So that's what that means. Include tempo information. That's kind of important too. So like if I take something off my keyboard and I have it in the tempo, and I put this on another tempo, and I just drop it in there. Usually the tempos and the DAWs is like 120, 130 beats per minute. But as you can see, I don't know, you might can see this is 85, so I want that tempo information in there. Put this on 85 before I even drag this in here, or vice versa. And so when you send it to somebody else, yeah, you definitely want to put that on there. And then that's pretty much it. You name it, put where you want it to go to. I always put everything in a download folder. Or, you know, you can make a folder yourself and hit export, which I'm not going to do. And then it's in that folder. So now we go to that folder, and so the folder would be like this. And what I do is I right click, I'm going to bring the options up, and then I go down to compress, which is going to make it into a zip folder. It'll look like this. It'll have a little zipper on it. And I take that file and I'll transfer it to my phone, and then I'll go to a website called WeTransfer. It don't have to be WeTransfer, it just has to be a transfer, a third-party transfer website, and it's free, but it's limited. You have to pay to get all the other stuff that comes with it. So, like when you send it through WeTransfer, one of the limitations is it expires after a day or 3 days. If you want longer, then you have to pay for that. But you don't have to download the app. You can just come straight to the website, drop it in. It'll ask you if you want to send it straight to someone's email or if you want a link made. I always have a link made, that way I can send it to their phones, or I can send it to their Gmail, or I can send it through Messenger or wherever they want. And then see, if you click right here where it says sending one file, because I'm only sending the zip file, and my computer's messing up right now, internet is not that great, so it'll show you what file it's sending, so you can make sure you're sending the right file. And I'm always using a hotspot off my phone to get on the internet with my computer, so it goes slower when I do it that way. So I normally don't do it that way, but my phone was messing up, so that's why I'm doing it now. And you see it's taking forever doing it. But so how I go about doing it with my phone, sending files with my phone, after I made my files and I zipped them up and compressed them to make them smaller file. I have an Android. I like Androids because moving files and stuff is way more simpler to me. And I've had iPhones in the past, but now I got Android. That's all I like messing with. So anyway, since I have an Android and this is a Mac, they're not necessarily compatible. So I have to get a third-party plugin, or not a plugin, but a app. See, this one I'm using right now is Android File Transfer. And so that allows my computer to recognize my phone, so that way these are the files from my phone. So then what I do from there, simple. Find the file I want in my phone, click, drag it over, drop it in, and boom, it's there. And then I can go back with my phone, go on WeTransfer or another third-party file transfer, and send it that way. Now, another website I can do, or option I can do, I can actually go to Google Drive. So let me see. I know they got like a little button up here for Google Drive. I'm not seeing it. Where is it at? No, it's on here. Google Drive. I'm not seeing it. Manage Google account, maybe. It used to be like a bubble where just all of it just pops up. I don't know. Let me see something real quick. I think it's gonna be over here somewhere. There goes Gmail. Oh wait, right here, Google Apps. If it'll load. It's kind of rainy over here, so yeah, it says can't seem to load. Anyway, if you know what Google Drive is, it's like there we go. Google Drive, right there. Now, if you got space on your Google Drive, what you can do is go to Google Drive, hit the upload file option. See, it'll say new. So I hit new. And then it'll allow me to click and drag or to search for the file that I want to add to Google Drive. Once I add it to Google Drive, then it makes an address, and I can send that address to whoever I want. And I have to give them the permission to open it and all that. Now, I don't like sending files from my computer because my internet is slow. And my Google Drive is filled to the max. So I don't even have space to do that anyway. So like I said, what I do normally when I send files, I will make the file, export all the tracks I need, put it in a folder, compress it to a zip file, click and drag it over to my phone, and then send it out from my phone. Usually music files and video files too big for a regular email. So I have to do it with a third-party app like Google Drive, or a third-party website, a file transfer website. And then you can, like I said, you can with WeTransfer.com, you can choose to send it straight to their email by typing in their email in here, or you can have it make you a link. I'm gonna actually show y'all real quick if my internet will allow me to do it, so y'all see how simple it is. This is just the ways that I do it. There's probably more ways out there to do it, but this is just the way I do it. So when you do this on your phone, when you use the now there's a WeTransfer app, but you don't have to have the app to send or receive files. But on the phone, it's gonna look just like this. If it'll come up. What up, Bam? So yeah, it'll look just like this. So I can either click add files, or I can come over here to my files, click and drag it over, and now it's in there. It's going slow. This should have changed already. I'll just do it this way. Boom. Now when you hit add files, when you click on add files, it'll open up your files. So that's why this window just opened up. And I'll hit open. Now it's in there. See, Boaz Happier. Now right here it says expires in. You can make it expire in 1 day, you can make it expire in 3 days. Anything past that you're gonna have to pay for. So I'll put 3 days. And then I hit you go to hit these buttons right here to the side. And then right here it says send email. That's when you type in someone's email and then they'll send it to them. You can make it have a password and everything. I don't do none of that stuff, because I know who I'm sending it to. What I do is I create link. I make links because, like I said, I can take that link, copy it, put it in through Messenger or a text message in the phone or email or however they want to receive it. Once they get that link, all they have to do is click on it, and then it's going to download. And then once it's done downloading, they have your files. Whether it be a mix engineer or a fellow artist or another producer. It's really it's simple. If you don't have good internet connection, it might not be that simple. But I mean, it still is. You're just going to have to wait. It's going to take longer. But this is how I send files. So if you work with me, you're probably going to get a link or an email that says WeTransfer, or it might be another file transfer place, because with WeTransfer, you only have so many files you can send, and then you'll have to wait like a day or so. And so if you might get a email or a link from them or somewhere else messing with me, but this is how I do it. It's super easy. I'm gonna take you through it one more time. So exporting the file is pretty much the same on all DAWs, all digital audio workstations, Logic, Pro Tools, Ableton, Fruity Loops. I like Logic because it's more simple. Because so first, what I do when I'm ready to send everything, I'll go to File, I'll go to Export, not Bounce, and then I'll go to Export all tracks as audio files. When I do that, and then this cursor up here, you see this? This is the end of the project, so that's important too. The end of my project is right here, so make sure that arrow is right there. And so when you export it the way I just showed you, when the person opens up the file and just drops it in their DAW, whether it be Logic or another DAW, it can be another DAW, it can be Pro Tools, it can be Ableton. Everything, where everything's at on my window is going to be where it's going to show up on their window. No matter what DAW they're using, it's going to show up just like this. Now, the order, the track order may be different, but the bass is going to be this long. That key right there, those two keys, that key in the lead is going to be right here. Everything's going to be in order. Now, if you use Pro Tools and you send files out from Pro Tools, you have to first, like you would have to make this track from the start, the beat and bar 1, all the way to the very end of your project. That way, when they get it, they won't have to puzzle and piece everything together. Everything will be the same length. Now, you may not hear nothing this whole time, and then you'll hear something, and then you won't hear nothing else. But the track is long like that. So you'll have I almost said white noise, but that's not it. You'll have silence, but you have to like make the silence though. Like, you see what I'm saying? You have this whole track has to be the same length if you were to export from Pro Tools. Otherwise, all your tracks will be up front. And you don't want that, because then they'll have to try to piece it together and make it look like this again. So that's that. Once you export it, and then you'll compress it so it'll be smaller and easier to send, then you will find a transfer website, a file transfer website like WeTransfer or another one. Don't have to be WeTransfer. Or you can upload it to Google Drive. But sending it through email, I don't know, you can try to compress depending on what it is, but usually music and video files are too big to email. So you have to upload them to Google Drive or a file transfer website or app and send it that way. But yeah. And I personally, if I don't have good connection, so as you can see, I start this at the beginning of this video, and it's only 17%. So what I do, instead of sending it from my computer, I have an Android phone, and so I have to have a special app for my computer to recognize my Android phone, because my Mac is Apple. So it's called. And sometimes it don't want to work, to be honest. Sometimes for reset stuff, it's a pain. But I use that to get the files on my phone, and it's because I'm holding the cord and I'm touching the cord, so it's messing up that way too. But I'll take the files and drop them in my phone, and then from my phone I'll go to WeTransfer or Google Drive, and I'll send the files out. I hope y'all liked the video and it was helpful. If y'all have any questions, hit me up. Or like, hey, if you find someone else on YouTube or Google that explains it better, or, you know, that's cool too. You know, it's all the information is out there nowadays, so there's no excuse. You just gotta get it done. But yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, share. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and be prosperous and prolific in all your ways. Old school. I'm out. Peace.